Yo, what's going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here. Apologies for the setup. I'm at my girlfriend's place. I don't have a backdrop for you guys. It's 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Let's get right into it, all right? This video is for the person that failed to quit marijuana in 2026 already. It is January 11. We're not even 2 weeks into the year. But I know many people, whether it's marijuana or whatever your New Year's resolution was, it's common at this stage to have already broken it. Now, my goal in this video is to hopefully speak to you and that you're that person, obviously, but really speak to what you're going through and hopefully have you feel understood, have you get some perspective, and hopefully to turn things around again quickly, as opposed to going on a massive weed binge again, waiting until you're tired of it some months later, and then finally finding the motivation then when really all that you did was waste time. Okay. So let me begin with this. You can smoke however much weed you want, anytime you want. No one's going to tell you otherwise. And I don't have an issue with the fact that you smoke weed. I don't, and I say that because in my journey, a lot of times I felt defensive over just like my desire to use it, and almost defensive over wanting the control and the choice to either use it, even if it was like negative and toxic, or if it was positive and great, right? But I wanted the choice. It was my choice to do it. It was, if I want to blow up my fucking 2026 plans and just go on a bender, screw it, right? I'm gonna do that, right? And there, I don't know if that's relevant to you, but that might be the case, right? And if not, that's cool. But my assumption is that, you're just caught up in between, right? Like, of course, you recognize that it's probably in your best interest to quit or smoke significantly less. Yet the cravings or your lifestyle or your social group or whatever difficult emotions you deal with, whether it's anxiety or sadness or anger or boredom, that it's hard to deal with the cravings at times. It's like an itch that keeps screaming at you to scratch it. And ironically, in some ways, the stress of the craving and the stress that it creates only makes it more difficult to follow through. And that sounds obvious, but what I mean is the the stress of the craving itself creates more stress, which creates more cravings to smoke, right? Because for many of us, when we're stressed out, whether it's a big stressor or a small stressor, our go-to move is to smoke marijuana. And let's just get right and let's just come face to face with that reality right now, right? Probably for many of you, the reason why you want to quit is because you use it too often, and part of why you use it too often is because you use it for things like stress. Not just some stress, all stress. And again, I want to be very clear. There is nothing morally wrong about using marijuana to cope with stress. There's nothing wrong with using marijuana to get space and get distance and escape. There's nothing morally wrong with that. What we're getting face to face with is the fact that, and I don't mean to say it this way, right? But I mean, the neutral way to say it is like using weed as a crutch, using weed as a handicap, specifically for your emotional fortitude. And there's a reason why you wanted to quit this year. And maybe we can take a moment, take a deep breath. Right, because if you're watching this, my assumption is that you might be high right now, right? Or at the very least, you were high earlier today. And if that is the case for you guys, if it really is the case for you guys that you just smoked this morning and you're watching this video, first of all, I give you props, right? To me, that says, even though you are in, a weed binge or a weed cycle or back using it as a crutch, you are actively searching to figure yourself out, right? Yeah, this is a great moment to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Maybe just in this moment, just make peace with the fact that you broke your 2026 quitting weed commitment, and to acknowledge and just without judgment accept the fact that you are the one that made that choice, and no judgment, right? Like, just take ownership. Like, yeah, on January 31, all throughout December, you're someone who was really committed to this New Year's plan, and 11 days in to the new year, you failed. And the focus right now is not about failing. The focus here is about taking ownership. And if anything, I want to tell you how it's hard. Like, specifically, right, dealing with weed cravings is arguably one of the hardest things you're ever going to do, right? Like, dealing with the cravings and having discipline, dealing with how they are hard, man. They really are. They really, really are. And not to mention, not just the basic dopamine craving of it, the intensity of the dopamine dependency, but the psychological dependency, the identity dependency. And what I mean by that is, in a fucked up way, we get addicted to the identity of being someone who can't follow through. I know. It's fucked up. Maybe we take a deep breath after that one, right? Woo-wee. Because what I imagine for you is, that this is not the best of you. And that you are capable of so much better things. And again, this is not about demonizing and crucifying marijuana. It's actually besides the point, right? The point is you. The point is your life. The point is your ability to be free from the grips that of the relationship you have to marijuana, and the way that it ties into your behaviors, and the way that it ties into your outcomes or lack of outcomes. And that can be really, really challenging and awkward to confront, right? Because on the one hand, there was a time where marijuana brought you so much joy. And here's another one of the fucked up things, is that is as is the nature of our coping mechanisms and our coping outlets, even if they become destructive, is that, yeah, right? Even if you smoke weed, you will feel some sense of genuine relief, right? For like however long. And at the very least, you will be so suppressed in whatever emotion you're dealing with, and so suppressed in whatever difficult thoughts you're dealing with, that... Does this guy think I'm leaving? Because I'm not. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. There's this guy parked behind me. I'm not leaving. He's gonna chill here. Sorry, guys. So yeah. What was my train of thought? Oh God, I forgot my train of thought because of this car. Okay, we're gonna switch gears anyways. But yeah, okay. So where do you go from here? Okay, my recommendation is to not make some knee-jerk reaction decision in this moment. It really isn't. I mean, you can, right? You can, but what I want to avoid is making some knee-jerk reaction to this video, feeling this like all of a sudden this like kind of fire under your ass to quit, only to not be prepared, not having prepared yourself enough to really follow through, right? Because we don't want to repeat the cycle. Okay, no. Oh, okay, he's not waiting for me. He has an Uber. He's picking up his friend. Isn't that so funny? Gosh, we can just make everything about ourselves sometimes, can't we? And now, just me. Okay, what I don't want is for people to watch this video. I do want to light a fire under your ass, but what I ultimately want for you is to follow through, right? For yourself. All right, so maybe we can segue into that right now. Take a deep breath. Or maybe we're not there yet. Maybe we're not there yet, right? Maybe we are not there yet. And that's the thing. That's the thing. No one can really set you up better than, no one can truly do the work for you. And maybe what we can do in this moment, instead of some laundry list of tactics and strategies and tools, maybe, and just humor me here, we're going to close this video very soon. Let's take this moment to take another deep breath. And sit with whatever emotion you're feeling with right now. And when you're ready, to just confront that even though you failed your original 2026 quitting marijuana goal, and even though you might be back where you promised yourself you'd never be again, which is like smoking weed and like not caring and like back in that whole cycle, and here we go again. Just be okay with the fact that that's where you're at. And remember and confront and be face to face with the reality and the fact that this is not the best of you. Again, no judgment. Just mustering the courage to bring that back to the table right now. And if you're still here and you are doing this exercise, good job. Stay with me, stay with it. Okay? And maybe this is really, really challenging. Maybe you can feel certain tenseness in your body. Maybe you can feel some like resistance. Like maybe you want to punch me. Right? But you're doing good. Stay with it. Stay with it. Okay, let's take another deep breath. Maybe you can feel some repressed emotions come to the surface. Just breathe. And maybe in this moment we can fantasize and visualize about something, right? Because this is a similar spot that people find themselves in when they do make the decision, some kind of decision, right? Except what we're trying to prevent is having you need to go a full weed binge cycle before you finally get to this point again. Because it doesn't have to be that way, right? We can interrupt this binge cycle right now, today, and get you right back on track. All right. Shit is hard, man. It is. It is. It really, really is. But you have an opportunity, whether it's today or tomorrow or sometime this week. Make it soon. Don't fucking wait. Like, what's the point? Right? Your life is the only thing that continues to pass you by. And for what? Right? Oh my goodness. Do not wait another fucking year. Guys, I was doing this for 15 years. You know how much fucking shit I could have done in 15 years? Right? And I don't say that with regret. I mean, a little bit, right? But it's all for a reason, right? I'm grateful to be where I am now. But don't be like me. Be better than me. Nip this shit in the bud this year for you. This year. Oh no. My car's like, dude. Oh God. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay, we'll close this soon. All right. And if you are someone who is ready to get back on the fucking horse, and if you specifically, you're watching this video, I encourage you to consider reaching out to me for one-on-one coaching sessions and to be someone who can support you for at least the next 1 to 6 months to really hold you accountable, to really be someone in your corner that can support you all throughout this journey. You can text me when you're having cravings. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I will show you the fucking ropes on how to get through this shit. And not only that, we will rebuild your coping skills. We will rebuild your lifestyle such that you won't need weed for whatever it is for you, to relax, to have fun. In fact, oh my God, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone just walked up to the car and it freaked me the fuck out. Whoa, that freaked me out, guys. Okay, back to the point. Okay, this shit's hard. You can do it, but it's really hard. Okay, and if you're just someone who wants support, who you are tired of this shit, reach out to me. Find a way to reach out to me. And one more quick little story, right? Or quick little just thing, okay? Before I started smoking weed, right, I was a highly disciplined kid. I was highly organized. I was very ambitious. And once I started smoking weed and smoking weed a lot, I began to lose myself. And it got to a point after several years into my weed smoking career journey where I had completely lost myself. I went from a 4.5 GPA student in high school to barely graduating with like a 2.4. I almost got kicked out of college, actually. And long story short, I became a shell of myself. And my ambition disappeared. My sense of just like who I was gone. And I spent years in shame. I spent years hiding away in my room, using marijuana, and doing the bare minimum in my life. And it was some of the most difficult, shitty times. And what I want for myself and what I want for people who are in a similar spot is to rediscover that that side of them is still there, and that what I ultimately want for people in that spot is to be who they are again, and to really, really, really have that for yourself again, and to build your life from that place, and to be done with this whole marijuana has a grip on you shit. Anyways, that interests you, reach out to me. Email, Instagram, links will be down below. And we'll go from there. All right. Have a good one. Happy 2026. Turn shit around. You can do it. See you guys in the next one. Peace.